uh, James Watts.
I almost want to introduce you like corny, like if you don't know who Rik Cordero is, you might want to get up under that rock. But I mean, I'd rather you give those that don't know who you are a formal introduction of yourself.
I'm a filmmaker that's masking himself as a music video director. I guess.
Is that the way the industry perceives you? Is that the way they take you?
No, that's the way I perceive myself.
The modesty could kill you. Right?
I mean, I think I really just appreciate the art form of filmmaking, and I try to apply that to music videos and to some of my favorite artists that I grew up with and working with them.
You know what? I could see that. I could see the like a lot of the music videos are very cinematic.
Yep.
And when I watch your video, you could easily tell when it's you. Not to say that you have a cliche way of going about it, but it's more cinematic than the average video director. It looks like some people are just directing videos to get checks, and then some people are protecting. Obviously, but or some people are protecting their name.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm more interested in throwing a lot of these artists into a storyline, more so than throwing them in front of a bunch of lights and and expensive cars, which I do sometimes. It's
part of the job criteria, right?
Well, it has to be in service to the treatment, because at the end of the day, I'm at service to the treatment more than the label and sometimes myself. Like if it's in the treatment, then that's what we're going to shoot.
Well, most times when it's time to do the videos, are you given mostly creative control as far as the treatment and the vision for the videos?
Yeah, when I first started, I did. I had complete, freedom, and that was because it was kind of, I was working for very little money, and it was just like they were just like, do whatever you want to do, So and then as I started getting more work in, people wanted to have the same look as the video I did before, and then it became more of a micromanaging kind of thing where it's like, all right, it has to look like what you did before, and referencing all these things that I used to do, and it's just like, well, that doesn't really apply for this song. And then
they're like, it worked. The formula worked. Don't break it.
Yeah, don't break the formula.
We're paying you a lot more than last time.
Yeah, and of course, I end up breaking it, and like people are like, why does it look like that video? And then now it's kind of coming full circle where I'm once again getting creative freedom.
So James Watts. It's come full circle, man.
Wait, no. James is actually one of the first artists that I worked with in hip hop, and I was doing a lot of rock videos before I got into hip hop. I just kind of fell into it accidentally, and
like that.
Luckily I was able to experiment on this guy first, and I was actually able to get Joel Ortiz videos, which kind of was my calling card, because his management saw the videos I did with James, and so this guy's responsible for my career.
And same thing here. We interview James Watts. The rest of the world hears about the interviews. They come a calling.
There you go.
James Watts, the focal point.
Yeah.
6 degrees of separation.
The pinnacle of many successful franchises. Now, I don't want to get off the focus of video production, because Q and I are like video production nerds, and we actually met each other in a video production class.
Oh, okay.
And then it turns into a lot of other things. But when we watch TV, we're like, other day, true story, watching ESPN behind the scenes, their film crew. And I promise you, there's like 70 people on the planet watching this. And me and Q were sitting there watching fat old men from Kansas record like a Super Bowl pregame. And we're like, wow, this is interesting. Did you see what he had to go through to get that shot, Q? Drama.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people know about what goes on behind that lens, and a lot of the tedious things that go into video editing.
Yeah, it's
and the filming, of course.
It's a complete collaborative process. I think anyone who's dabbled a little bit in video knows that it's a combination of lighting, photography, electricity, like all this stuff.
And technology.
And technology,
As it advances, it becomes
everything. And it's just like the ultimate medium. And so that's why I love it. It's just so challenging. But you're right. Like, it's when you see it, You know, my videos are moderately, you know, sets are pretty moderate, you know what I mean? But I was actually on a Sprite shoot. I don't know if you heard, but I'm in the new Sprite campaign for the Spark.
In front of the camera?
Yeah, in front of the camera. In front of the camera.
Smart guy. Alright, let's get him. Bring him up front.
There's a spot right now with Drake where he's drinking the Sprite and he gets, you know, he turns into an animatronic. There's one
that happens to me all the time. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, I'm sorry again.
There's one with me where I drink the Sprite and I get inspired to finish this movie that I'm thinking about. So anyway, I don't want to give that away. But the point was when I walked on set, they shot in L.A. and they shot it in the back lot of Paramount Studios.
How was that?
Amazing. I mean, there were like, you know, 300 guys, like 300 production people, you know, all men, you know, middle-aged, you know what I mean, and part of a union, and it was just all like real tight. We're talking about a 30-second commercial here, all right? So I'm there for like 12 hours. They had me doing like 60 takes of drinking Sprite. I was getting sick to my stomach.
You're like, it tastes good.
Yeah.
Cut the check, please.
I'm not inspired right now, but I will be. But it was quite an experience to see it done on that level. And the whole time I'm thinking, I don't want to be in front of the camera. I want to be with those guys, you know. And like,
that's it.
And I also learned what it's like to feel like a piece of, you know, just a piece of meat that's being just shifted around and turned, and you know, so I had a taste of my own medicine.
James just gave him the look like, yeah, that's what you've done to me all the time.
No, I actually just tweeted story of my life. That's exactly. But I'm all right. So you've had an opportunity to get on the flip side. Now I'm glad you brought the Sprite thing up because it obviously shows a transition in your career. Not only are people interested in you for being behind the camera, it's like transitioning into Rik Cordero, and why is Rik Cordero not in front of the camera? And when he's doing these movies, they want to do press and interviews, and it must be a different experience.
It is. It's like I imagine it's what the actors would feel like in Entourage. You know, where like, you know, people see them as like these big Hollywood stars, but they're really just actors in one TV show, you know what I mean? And
then they get blacklisted. Everywhere they go, they have to be that person.
Yeah, or you know, and they just get, that's who they are. And so like, so it might be interesting to see me portrayed as a Hollywood director on TV, but that's not really where I'm at. You know what I mean?
But you gotta excuse hip hop for being so, you know, we get one really quality cat and we're like, wow, he's the guy, and that's a good thing. I'm sure financially that's been a blessing for you.
You know. It's alright. I really, you know, I'm just appreciative that I'm able to do what I love, you know. But it's a hustle. I mean, it's everything in this business is a hustle, you know, and that's what, you know.
Now to kind of skim the genericness off, it's a hustle, because I look at you and the work you've done, and I know you work hard. A lot of people I talk to in that seat, and they say, yo, I'm grinding, fam. And they're on Twitter like, yo, eating lo mein with my girl right now. Who wants to watch a movie with me on Ustream? Like, dog, are you supposed to be working on a project right now? So, what is the hustle for Rik Cordero on a day-to-day basis? Just kind of a brief skim through.
I would say, you know, at first, it would pretty much be writing treatments, you know, and I write a lot. Shout out to RFM, Robin Frank Management, and they basically send me all the songs I got to write treatments to, and then I'll get, you know, treatments to write for artists directly. And so for a week I'll just write a ton of treatments, and maybe one or two of them will hit, but not all the time. So I'm writing a lot of treatments that just don't go anywhere. So I have a big archive of like just writing. You know what I mean?
Do you get that? Oh, this guy again. I know it's going nowhere. Here's a treatment.
Well, sometimes you get the song that's like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, let me think about this.
Let me drink a Sprite.
Let me drink a Sprite and come up with something crazy, you know?
Hey yo, I used to dream about it when I was young, but back then I didn't know what it was having fun. They used to ask me, what you wanna be when you old? They just regurgitated things I was told, though I was sold that a flow that's so cold was sitting under my nose, and these shows could be the key that I needed to get the clothes and the cars and the women in bars. I swear to God, looking back.